All right, guys, Shotty T here with another Alliance War video. This is going to be mostly Quaking, so we're just going to play a little soundtrack music while during the Quake fights, and then we'll commentate the rest. So enjoy, guys. All right, that was the first couple of fights. Now we're going to go some Quake on Quake action. And here we go. All right, there's that fight. Now, you guys noticed during that fight, about 30 seconds in, I had an aftershock charge. The reason why I didn't trigger any energy damage because I had concussion active. I parried on purpose to get that concussion. But here's the next fight. Enjoy. All right, guys. Now we're gonna actually go to some actual commentating. The very next fight we're gonna have here is gonna be a Domino fight on Aegis Intercept. Now, there was another Quake fight that I actually didn't record, so you actually missed out on some background music. But anyway, we're gonna go with Venom, and we're gonna use a 20% boost here against Domino. I didn't use him against that Domino Node 23 because of the Mix Master and also the aggression prowess. So that was the main two things I was really worried about in that fight. And plus she was awakened, so the critical failure. But this particular one, even if she was awakened, I wouldn't worry about it in this particular fight because I don't have to worry about the other nonsense on the node. This one is simpler. The main thing I have to worry about this fight is the advanced power rate when she is bleeding. And also you'll get a chance to see in this fight quite a few times I'll dash back on her medium and intercept with a light attack. And the good thing about Venom, like some other champs, he has a pretty long reach. So as you can see, I'm kind of pushing into the corner to maintain space advantage, but somehow I was hitting into her block and she just decided to interrupt my attacks. And that I never seen that happen, but I guess it was the first time for everything. But we was able to maintain our composure here. So, of course, when she's lucky, I'm not trying to do a full combo. I'm just trying to push into her block because I know if I continue to stay passive, I'm only going to get pushed to the corner. So whenever I can, I want to try to push her towards the middle of the screen or closer towards her corner. So that way I can do my thing. And also, if I have to bail to bait specials, I have enough room to do so. So far, so good. All right, we need her to throw her special now. And she tried to evade. That's the reason why I didn't try a full combo. Because you always have to be cognizant of when she randomly evades. You can recover on every attack except for that fourth medium or that second, not fourth medium, fourth light attack or the second medium. Or if you just continue to attempt the combo after you miss the first time. So it's okay to miss the first time, but if you try to make a second attack while they're evading, then of course you'll get punished that way also. So this, we're kind of backed into the corner. We don't want to push to the 3 bars of power, obviously. So that was probably the most tense moment of the fight, but after that, things kind of ease up. And I'm trying to push into the block, get her to the middle of the screen again. And now we have true strikes, so we don't have to worry about evade anymore. We're just gonna dash back after her medium with a light. There we go. Like I said, it's just a safer way to face Domino because you can parry her when she's coming towards you, but it's 15% of the time you won't parry her. And if you have that, if she's awakened, you'll get critical failure. So that was that fight. So the next fight, we're going to revert back to our background Quake music for her last fight of the war. So this is going to be against Guillotine 99. So enjoy. So now we're gonna go down the home stretch here. Next fight, we have a Dr. Doom on the can't really describe the node, but it's the node where you can only parry the opponent if you incinerate or poison them. And also, that's the only way you can gain power if you apply damage over time. So we're just gonna use Human Torch. Simple fight. I'm used to fighting against Dr. Doom on the main boss nodes. So I'm used to really not having to stun him. So this will be a pretty straightforward fight. Now I do get hit a couple of times trying to dodge his SP1, but again, it's not the boss, so it's not as punishing, of course. And also I can stun on this node, so I'll use that to my advantage to build up the temperature and the smolder. And I get hit right there. I didn't even dex back. I don't know what happened there. All right, but we move on. Yeah, some people think it's the flu. Okay, all right. Anyway, I get random notifications during fights. And I'll get one in my next fight also, by the way. The good news is I built up a lot of smolders on that SP1. And SP1 doesn't really deal a lot of damage, so if you get hit by it, it's not the end of the world. It's the SP2 you have to worry about. That's the reason why I try not to bait the SP2. I try to keep it below 2 bars of power, because that's the one that can really hurt you. And of course, getting slapped when you're inflicted with that shock debuff. Because I'm actually not losing much health off that shock debuff because of willpower. I'm like losing 45 ticks per second there, so it's not a big deal. So that's the end of that fight there. All right, next we're gonna have Stark Spidey on the brute force limber advanced chance to evade type of node. But the good thing about Venom, it doesn't matter what your evade percentage is, it's completely nullified against Spider-Verse champs. But I decided to duel him first. I wanted to check something out because I know against Domino, Venom, Hyperion, I've shown on plenty of the videos certain type of opponents that come at you with their medium attacks. And I was curious if that was the same case with Stark in Hand Spider. So I decided to just do a quick duel because that'll make this fight even much simpler. I mean, it would have been an easy fight either way, but I just wanted to see if this is possible to do this tactic against Stark Spider as well. So I decided to kind of simulate the node degree of difficulty by using a 4-star. So, and the idea is to see if I can dash backwards off of his medium attack and heavy, and the idea is to dash back off his charging medium and dash back with a light counter, and it worked every time, so perfect. So I'll implement this exactly to a T in the upcoming fight. So got that duel out the way. So now we're going to go straight to the war and apply the same thing. And I encourage you guys to use your duels. I use them on a regular basis. I try to take advantage of these solo arena events to gain more duel chips in case I run out the 5 free ones you get daily. So highly recommend using those duels. That's how I've gotten better on some of these war fights and using tactics to my advantage. So, and there's a notification that I was talking about. And that poker game actually got canceled today. We actually had a tournament on Saturday, because this is the day I'm recording it. So that's probably why they didn't have a cash game the next day. A lot of people were broke. But anyway, so there you can see the execution is pretty much the same as that duel fight. And yes, there's a Sunday poker game at 3 o'clock. All right, so that was the end of that fight. Pretty straightforward fight there, but I learned something new with that Stark. That add him to that list of defenders that you can counter with a light attack with their dashing medium. So didn't quite one-shot the boss, so I decided to go in with Venom to clean it up. And it's not a bad matchup. He does cause a lot of bleeds, so that can somewhat control the rock stats. Of course, you don't know which attacks are going to bleed the opponents. That would make it somewhat unpredictable as far as the rock stat control. But it's still kind of easy to manage when you can hit into the block when you get close to that 15 charges. But this fight was pretty simple to finish off. He had suicide, so that helped to the easiness. I probably could have one shot at him, but we had a Nick Fury, so I figured that was a better matchup. But that was the end of the war. It was pretty cool there. We only died 7 times in Tier 4, not bad. This is our lowest death count of the season to date. And as an alliance, at that point in time, we were up and we were going to win. So the other BGs just went at the bosses. And we got the victory. We're 4-1 on the season. As you can see, the attack bonus edge and the defender diversity, which is not that big of a deal. And we got 0 defender kills. They one-shot at my 3-star Doom for the first time. I ranked 3 Doom. But enjoy and subscribe, guys.